The morning sun spills gold across the rice fields of Bohol as 16-year-old Jamar steps into the ankle-deep water, the mud cool against his tired feet. His hands are rough from years of helping his grandmother farm, but today he feels lighter. Maybe it's the breeze, or maybe it's the song echoing in his mind. He begins softly at first, humming the melody of an old Elvis tune, one he heard countless times on their battered, half-functioning radio. The radio crackles, sometimes dying completely, but the one thing that never fades is the music. And Jamar has memorized every note like a secret friend. As he sings, his voice deepens, warm and unexpectedly powerful. It rolls through the fields like a velvet wave. A nearby farmer straightens his back, shading his eyes as he listens. Another worker pauses mid-swing with his sickle, turning toward the sound. There's something otherworldly in it, something no one expects from a boy who owns only 2 shirts and dreams far too big for someone who has never even left his province. Jamar doesn't notice the small audience forming. For him, singing is escape. It is the one moment he doesn't think about unpaid debts, or the roof that leaks during storms, or the fact that he might have to quit school again. When he sings, he becomes someone else, someone fearless. His grandmother steps out from their tiny bamboo hut, leaning on her cane as she watches him. Her eyes soften. She has heard that voice from the moment he could speak, but today it feels different, stronger, fuller, destined. When Jamar finishes the verse, the fields fall into a stunned silence. Then, softly, his grandmother whispers, almost afraid to break the magic. "Anik, your voice will take you far. Farther than these fields ever could." The sun is beginning to set when Jamar settles near the shoreline, repairing old fishing nets for extra money. The waves crash gently behind him, the salty breeze brushing through his hair. As always, he sings while he works, an effortless habit he never thinks much about. Today, it's "Can't Help Falling in Love," his favorite Elvis classic, the one he sings when life feels too heavy. His cousin, Mateo, sits nearby scrolling on his old phone. He pauses when he hears Jamar's voice. "Bro, you sound crazy good right now," Mateo mutters. Without warning, he lifts the phone and begins recording. Jamar laughs, shaking his head. "Don't post that. No one wants to hear a poor kid singing by the sea." But Mateo uploads it anyway. Caption: "They call him the future Elvis, remember this name, Jamar." That night, while Jamar sleeps on a thin mattress beside his grandmother, the video quietly begins spreading. A few comments turn into hundreds. Shares multiply. By morning, the entire barangay is buzzing. When Jamar wakes up, he finds Mateo pounding on the door, breathless. "Jamar, check your phone." The teen grabs his cracked screen and sees numbers he's never seen before: 100,000 views, 300,000, 1 million. His heart pounds. Comments flood the screen. "This boy sounds like Elvis reborn. Where has this kid been hiding? Someone get him on a stage now." By lunchtime, international pages repost the clip. Talent scouts send emails. Journalists start calling the barangay captain. Jamar stands frozen, staring at the ocean. Just 12 hours ago he was fixing nets for coins. Now, suddenly, the whole world knows his voice. 2 days after the video explodes online, Jamar's world shifts again, this time in a way no one in the village ever expected. It is early morning when a motorcycle courier arrives, honking loudly outside the bamboo hut. Jamar's grandmother hurries out, thinking it's a delivery mistake. No one in their tiny village ever receives mail, especially not official-looking envelopes stamped with foreign logos. "This for Jamar Santiago?" the courier asks, reading the name carefully. Jamar steps forward, confused. "Yes, that's me." The courier hands him the envelope and speeds off. Jamar turns it over in his hands, heart racing. The seal reads the name of a global talent show, one he has only seen on TV when the village generator has enough power. With trembling fingers, he opens it. Inside is a crisp letter inviting him to fly overseas for a live audition, all expenses paid. They write that his viral video captured the world's attention, and they want to see if the boy from the Philippines truly sounds like the new Elvis everyone claims he is. Jamar reads the letter aloud twice. His grandmother sits down slowly, covering her mouth as tears spill into her wrinkled hands. Word spreads within minutes. Neighbors rush to the hut. Kids run barefoot through the fields shouting, "Jamar is going abroad. He's going to sing on TV. They want him on that big show." The barangay captain organizes a quick community meeting. People donate small bills, coins, even food, anything to support the boy they now see as their pride. That evening, the village gathers outside Jomar's home. Lanterns glow softly. His grandmother holds his hands tightly. "Anak," she whispers, voice shaking, "this is your chance. Show them that even a boy from the rice fields can carry a voice big enough for the world." Inside a massive auditorium flooded with bright lights and humming with nervous energy, Jamar steps onto the stage at age 16, far away from his rice fields and simple village home. He shivers at first, overwhelmed by the cameras, the crowd, the sea of faces staring up at him. Dozens before him had sung, danced, dazzled, but he's just a poor Filipino teen with a borrowed shirt and hopes too fragile for the spotlight. As the music track begins, the two judges flanking the stage exchange skeptical looks. The first notes drift out, and Jamar closes his eyes, remembering the patties, the fishing nets, the salt air of the shore, the cracked radio back home, and then he begins to sing. His voice pours out rich and raw, smooth yet powerful, filled with longing and purity. Each line resonates with a depth that feels bigger than the stage itself. The audience quiets, leaning forward in their seats, forgotten chatter fading away. The judges' faces soften, surprise, then awe. One judge lifts a hand to her mouth, the other sits forward, leaning toward the stage as if to catch every vibration. As he reaches the final chorus, Jamar lifts his arms slightly, almost in surrender, not to the audience but to the song itself. The lights dim around him, spotlight sharp. The final note lingers, echoing in the vast hall, and then silence, thick and reverent. For a heartbeat, there is nothing. Then the auditorium erupts. Roaring applause, feet stamping, cheers rising as one. People are on their feet. Judges exchange looks and start nodding, some wiping away tears. One whispers to the other, "He isn't imitating, he's reborn." Backstage, Jamar stands blinking, overwhelmed. He hardly recognizes himself. One judge approaches, placing a gentle hand on his shoulder. You're not just the next Elvis," she says quietly. "You are him." Within hours of the audition airing, Jomar's life transforms faster than he can comprehend. Clips of his performance dominate social media feeds across continents, reaction videos, fan edits, slowed-down versions, remixes. Every headline screams the same message. The future Elvis has arrived, and he's a poor teen from the Philippines. Television networks replay his audition on morning shows. Radio hosts gush about the boy with the golden voice. Comment sections overflow with disbelief. How can a teenager sound like that? This kid sings with the soul of a legend. Someone get him a record deal now. Meanwhile, back in his tiny village, the whole community gathers around the single TV at the barangay hall. Children sit cross-legged on the floor, elders lean on chairs and canes, mothers hold their breath as the screen shows Jamar standing under the bright lights, smiling, stunned, emotional, clutching the Golden Buzzer award given to only the most exceptional performers. His grandmother presses a trembling hand to her heart as the confetti rains down on her grandson on-screen. Tears stream down her face, but her smile never fades. People around her cheer, cry, shout his name like he's already a national hero. Thousands of miles away, Jamar stands backstage, still shaking. Interviewers crowd around him, asking how it feels to rise from poverty to international fame overnight. He stammers, overwhelmed, but manages to say one simple line that instantly becomes iconic. "I'm just a Filipino boy who believed my voice could reach farther than my village." And in that moment, humble, sincere, unforgettable, the world decides he isn't just a viral sensation. He is the beginning of a legend.